Hi Anand, it's nice to see you after a long time. I see that today Shashwat is not here, so I've come to give you some company on the chair. So I thought we'd talk about something a little interesting today, of what's all happening in around the world, especially in Europe. Then we may also touch upon a little bit of what's happening in Hong Kong. Starting with Europe, with the current NATO situation which is going on, where Sweden and Finland had applied for membership into NATO, and first Turkey showed a little bit of resistance to it, and suddenly he caved in and he said, "Okay, I guess some under-table dealings must have happened, where Turkey has got something it needed, and now Sweden and Finland seem to be entering. Well, there seems to be war looming all over Europe. What do you think? What's happening in Europe?"
See, Sweden and Finland are the gateway to Russia. And Finland and Russia have had a great relationship of war till 1945. And Finland was forced to join with Hitler in World War II, though they didn't want to do, because Stalin was continuously raiding them.
Correct.
So Finland is always, as a country, very worried about when the Russians are going to invade. So are the Swedes. The battle between Sweden and Russia dates back to the era of the great Tsar Peter. Till that point of time, Sweden had the dominant navy. Tsar Peter built Petersburg as a town, city, and built a big Russian fleet there. And from ever since then, Sweden has been very nervous about Russia. So both these countries have a baggage with Russia.
Historical baggage
with Russia.
Correct.
Now, there was an uneasy peace and an uneasy calm here. And these two countries neither joined the Warsaw Pact nor they are with the NATO.
Yes, 200 years Sweden has been sitting neutral.
Neutral. And Finland wanted to be neutral, could not be neutral. But Finland after World War II has been relatively neutral. Now, all this came to head when Putin said that I'm taking what was ours, and when he invaded Ukraine.
Yes, first, of course, he said the main reason was expansion of NATO. Then he changed his mind and said it is historically ours. We're taking back what is ours.
Yeah, and
He's
then
been saying all kinds of things.
And then he said he will redraw the boundaries to the point of St. Peter's, of Tsar Peter.
Yes, rewinding the clock.
Now he is rewinding the clock 300 to 400 years back. That means he is claiming parts of Finland, parts of Sweden, and then all of Lithuania and Estonia. Okay. Now these countries have become liberal democracies and part of European Union.
Correct.
They are also Lithuania and Estonia part of the European Union. There is an island which is off Sweden called Gotland.
Yes.
Which is nothing but a big island owned by Sweden, which has lot of idyllic beaches in the Baltic Sea. Now this is right in center of the Baltic Seas, and this is an unsinkable aircraft carrier.
True.
So the guy who controls that Baltics, from there Lithuania, Estonia, is easy to hop, step and jump. Now, Sweden has the sovereign rights over that place.
Yes.
Now, till Putin took Ukraine, Sweden never thought a day would come when the Russia would attack that place. It was demilitarized.
Yeah, demilitarized.
There was no military there.
They all agreed not to put anything on.
Yeah, now they have ratcheted up to the military presence. And they went and quickly signed up. In fact, there's a prime minister or leader of Sweden, a lady, who was against NATO. But she was the first one to rush and sign that agreement with NATO. Because now people genuinely believe that this guy is a crackpot and he can just walk into Sweden any day.
Because he's very unpredictable.
His mood swings are great. He can just walk in and he can take Sweden.
True.
And so if he takes this island, then he gives a major advantage.
Yeah, but the thing is, his army is not a very run like a good machine. I mean, it's a very.
But he has the sheer numbers on his side.
And
he has enough art. Only the British and the Americans can match the artillery which he has, the firepower in terms of machines.
But what do you think about this nuclear saber rattling? Do you think?
I don't know. It's
unpredictable.
It's unpredictable. But madman is capable of doing anything. He presses the button. It's all over.
Correct.
Many people thought he was saber rattling with Ukraine. Where are we now?
Yes, we are almost.
And he said in 15 days I'll capture Kyiv. Where are we? Now this has had a remarkable, even in places like where we live in India, it's really now pushed up inflation beyond a point.
Correct. That's what I want to talk about. Now, European Central Bank. What do you think?
Okay, this is a very funny thing. Christian Lagarde said last week,
Hmm.
saying these are supply shocks and we don't have to really increase rates. We are at minus 0.5, we will bring it to minus 0.25. Then after in July, I'll bring it to minus 2.25. And then 2 months later, I'll take it to 0.25.
And control inflation.
But now, right now, inflation in June, after she spoke, has come at 8.6. Which means the Germans are not going to be waiting for Lagarde to take over. This Bundesbank, that is the German central bank,
yes, central bank,
has a constitutional requirement on inflation. And so the Bundesbank will increase interest rates.
Yes.
Okay. Now you don't have a common fiscal policy.
Correct. And we have to realize Germany is the heart of European economy.
Yes. Now if you start increasing interest rates, the weaker countries' bonds will go. Nobody will touch them.
Go for a toss.
They will not buy it.
Especially the Mediterranean branch.
Italy,
Spain,
Greece,
Portugal.
Italy. Yes. Now this is if interest rates starts to climb. Most of these countries will go into recession because Portugal, Spain, and Greece definitely, and Italy depend on tourist revenue.
And tourists are going to be scared to enter these places now.
Tourists will be scared to go anywhere because inflation is so high.
Correct.
And every day crude prices are going up. Again, they dipped for some time and then it has gone up.
True.
So, if you already are in a recession, if you increase interest rates, people will go down more deep in recession. And at the same time, there is going to be a contraction in economic activity. So, what Jerome Powell said in an EU conferences, if there is an error on that I have increased rates too much and the country will tip into recession,
yes,
or the choice is higher inflation, I am more inclined to stamp out inflation.
Yes.
So he said,
he'd rather have recession than inflation.
Yeah, so he says, if they have given me a choice between recession and inflation, I am going for inflation, I'm going to crush it.
Yes, even Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger recently spoke about it.
Yeah, so they are going to crush it. Now, like I said several times, never it has happened. Inflation at 8.6 and real inflation, that is without interest rates crossing 8.6, there has been no crushing inflation. This time the Fed may blink, it may not take it to 8.6. But definitely the Fed is going to increase interest rates. If not the Fed, European Union will increase interest rates. Money will just flow out of European emerging markets. You seeing what happened in Sri Lanka, you saw what happened in Pakistan, where currency has slipped more than 30% in this year.
Correct.
Even our own currency has slipped over 6%.
Yes, even the Indian rupee is falling.
And so much money is coming into US that in spite of treasury yields above 3 for the most of last quarter, on the last day it fell below 3% because so many people brought back dollars into US and started buying US treasury, the safe haven trust.
Correct. So when we're talking about Asian market withdrawal which is going on, we have to touch upon Hong Kong, which has been 25 years they're celebrating their anniversary since leaving and reduced the financial hub. From that it's turned and metamorphosized into something else.
Yeah, Xi Jinping made an appearance in Hong Kong this week.
Correct.
And he made a big show and dance of
inaugurating.
And then he said, one day he didn't say I will. The agreement with Deng Xiaoping was 2 countries, 2 different rules.
Correct.
Or 1 nation with 2 rules.
Yeah, 1 nation with 2 rules. Correct.
Now what is he saying is patriot should rule Hong Kong. That means I'll handpick and tell you who
your leader is.
Now that has put.
He'll democratically choose by himself.
Yeah, and the way he has acted.
He has a single vote.
Yeah, and the way he has acted in Tencent company and Alibaba has made people very nervous.
True.
So the future of Hong Kong as a financial center is in big doubt.
So these are very strange times.
These are really strange times. You have an island which is being ramped up, being fortified, being protected against a possible raid.
In Europe, yes.
Turkey has been browbeaten into agreeing into a solution. The application for these guys has been fast tracked.
Correct.
The other fellow is talking of becoming Peter the Great.
Correct.
At that time, inflation is already rising and gas prices are going to rise further.
Correct.
And in third year, you are having a man who is saying, this is a democracy, but my man is the president always. So we are in real strange times.
It's like what Ray Dalio said, there's a huge world order shift which is happening.
The only thing, like I said, I disagree with Ray Dalio is, unless a country becomes open and allows money to flow freely, it cannot become the reserve currency. Because China is not an open country. The Chinese themselves don't want to keep their money in RMB. They are taking it out.
True.
Right? So you cannot have capital controls. You cannot, if your own people don't trust your currency, the others are not going to trust your currency. So unless the financial markets of China improve and China becomes a liberal democracy, I don't see any prospects for a change in reserve currency very soon.
Anyway, over the next few years going on, probably to a next decade, I see it's going to be some very interesting times to see what happens in the world over. So we'll see then.
Yeah. Thank you for watching Be Rich. If you enjoyed this conversation, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will not be notified every time we send out a video. Once again, I thank you for your support for Be Rich.
Yes. And Shashwat will be back next week. Thank you.
I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.